What's up guys, my name is Angelo and today we're talking to my friend Bernhard Hummel, who you might have seen in some other videos on the channel. To give you a bit of background information, he had over 200,000 euros or 30% of his portfolio invested in peer-to-peer lending until March 2020, when the whole groupier drama started and when the stock market crashed. So as you can see, he's dealing with much larger amounts of money than I am. I consider him an experienced investor and I value his opinions, so I was interested in how he's navigating these difficult market conditions. In the video, we'll be talking about his best investments in 2020, what he did to take advantage of opportunities in the market, his asset allocation in 2021, why he's now actually increasing his investments in peer-to-peer lending again, and lastly, why he prefers single stocks over ETFs. Before I get into it, don't forget to smash the like button for more videos, and if you'd like to support me, you can find links to everything that we mentioned in the video down in the description below. Also, I have to mention that I kinda wish I would have asked him more detailed questions, but we were both pretty exhausted when we met. Still, I tried to add a bit more context and information via screenshots and images throughout the video. Alright, I hope you enjoy it. I'm back with my good friend Bernhard Hummel. It has been a very, very long time, way too long. We live in the same city, This is crazy.
Corona times, yeah.
Yes. You're probably wondering about Bernhard's current asset allocation and what changed since the last year. Because the last time we talked, I think you had a lot of your money invested in peer-to-peer lending. Yeah. And of course, stocks was always your main investment. But I think a lot of people are interested in updates.
Thank you for having me. Also, hello community. Regarding my asset allocation, you might see if you compare to our last video, it is that I have moved very much into the stock market. This was simply the opportunity we had in last March when there was the crash. Maybe I started already buying too early because I started already beginning of March. I saw the opportunity in the stock market, and then through the whole crash I made massive purchases. I also made a video about that on my channel, so if you want to have more thoughts on that, yeah, you can just check this out on Bernhard Hummel Investment Talks. Maybe you put the link in the description. I have now 60% or 58% in single stocks, whereas I have about 9% right now, so this is from the December, the asset allocation, the picture in P2P and P2B. I reduced this because I needed the cash for the opportunity in the stock market. It turned out to have been not the worst decision so far financially. Then I have a cash ratio of about 30%. In December it was 29%, but I try to keep this 30% because for me it's very important. If there is an opportunity, like we saw it in last March, it can be worth really gold if you have the opportunity to be very fast in taking this opportunity. Yeah? So this is why I keep this cash ratio. And then I have about 1% in cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin and Ethereum, and Bitcoin Cash, because there was this split, or how you call it. But I'm not taking care about this crypto. I just bought this years ago and I never changed it, and then it's just like a digital gold, and then we are on the other asset, it's gold. So 2% are in gold, but I don't buy this physically. I think we have the same opinion as we already had when we were talking about your asset allocation on my channel, that physical gold is, so I don't like this. For me, this is complicated and it's dangerous and so on, so I don't like this to have it here. Yeah. So for me, I just bought this ETC, like you have in Europe, on Stuttgart Stock Exchange. So in German it is called, I don't know if they have an English translation for that, but in German it's called Börse Stuttgart Euwax Gold 2. So what is special on that, or what do they say it's special on that? Yeah, that is pledged with physical gold, and that they deliver you the physical gold if you are asking for that. Yeah, so in case. And this is a scenario for me where I say, okay, just for total crisis, I think if you check the history, it's always good to have some gold in the asset allocation as well. So in a nutshell, this is my current asset allocation. So you can see the move was from P2P into the stock market. And this was exactly what I was waiting for so many years, because I always wanted to have more in the stock market, but for me the prices were very high in the last years. So I saw, okay, maybe not the best idea to buy in this situation. I always buy on cost average, but maybe not so the big move. Yeah? And this was the reason why I said, okay, in this time P2P, because we never know when the crash happens, because if somebody tells me that he knew 2 years ago that there will be a pandemic called Corona in 2020 and that there will be the opportunity to go in the stock market, I think he must have had the crystal ball, yeah? And I will not believe him. So you never know when it happens, and this is the reason for my asset allocation. This is the reason why I was able to take the opportunity in March to move from P2P into the stock market.
But you're more in single stocks, right? Than
exactly.
You're not an ETF investor like me.
I would say I don't like ETF, but it's not black and white. We already had this topic also in a video on my channel because a lot of friends asked me what do you think on ETF and so on. So I said, okay, it's maybe an interesting topic just for exchange between like-minded people. I always appreciate this exchange. In a nutshell, I like this direct investment and there is no additional emittent risk, but it's also a reason because for me, and we already made a video on your channel some years ago on the topic, that I like this for me it's really kind of lifestyle that I can attend the annual meetings, exchange with the management, understand the business much better because I can ask questions at the annual meeting, because I can see products there, because sometimes you can visit the company and then have a tour and so on. Yeah, like a BMW annual meeting where you have this tour through the production and everything. That's really interesting. You can not easily just do this tour, yeah, but you get it for free as a shareholder. For free, you get much more, yeah, because usually I get products like you can hold the cup we just used. It's just one example, yeah, because we just used it today. You always get all these goodies, and I know some might say that's crazy, yeah, and maybe I'm crazy, but it's my approach and I like that, to get these free goodies and so on. So have this life as a shareholder, like I get the pajama at Kalida every year, and it's, I don't like to spend money, and I like if I get it free, it feels much better for me. Also like the food, of course, at the annual meetings, but it's also when we are talking about the apero at the annual meetings, it's also that you always have a great community where you can exchange with like-minded people. And this is also a reason why for me it's so important that we can get back as soon as safe and possible to the physical annual meeting, because this is something I'm missing very much at the virtual annual meetings. This is something that's very important for me, and so I don't have this in ETF, and so this is a reason for single stocks. Also the currency diversification, that I earn my dividends in different currencies, and I can have it. I have this Swiss quote broker where I have the currency accounts outside European Union, and this is something very important for me, to have this diversification where I get the dividend from the US stocks in US dollar, and yeah, it's obvious, of course, and also like in the Swiss franc and all the different currencies where I buy, and I always buy the stocks on the stock exchange of this company, yeah, so in the country of this company, so that I really have this diversification and liquidity of the home stock exchange of the emittent. Yeah. So this is also very important for me, and also that you have this regular dividend income, because if you take the ETF, which has for sure a lot of advantages, so no doubt about that, and I also have ETF, so it's not black and white, but I like this regular income, this direct payment from the company, like I like the direct investment, that I also I'm registered in the shareholders registry of this company. So this is something, yeah, I really like, and also the voting rights. Yeah,
sure. Yeah, I'm more of a passive investor, so I don't need to be actively involved, but I totally understand. Something that maybe might be interesting to know is, I think your peer-to-peer allocation now is a lot lower than it was last year, because you took advantage of these opportunities. So how did that change, and why exactly did it change?
Well, why exactly? Because I simply saw more opportunity in the stock market at this moment, and it turned out to be not the worst decision. I mean, I made this video last week about my when I sold. Yeah, I should not look too much on this screen. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
No worries.
You can keep this in the video, because it's just the truth. Yeah, you can see authentic problems of being in front of the camera. No, but you're absolutely right. When, for example, I went into Tesla and all the other shares, and I simply had the opinion that I have the opportunity to make more money on the stock market in this moment, and also I saw a big risk, of course, of all these moratoriums in the P2P industry, because they had to adapt the future loans. So for borrowers' credibility, they had to adapt this, but nobody knew. Like on the stock market, we also didn't know in the P2P industry and in the loan business that there will happen this crash. This is also a reason why you sometimes adapt, but first of all, I saw this opportunity on the stock market and made this move. I was always waiting for into a higher ratio on equity.
And once again, it shows you how good it is to be diversified and not have all your eggs in one basket, and be able to move around when you see opportunities.
Just to adjust a little bit and take opportunity. And also I saw, for example, there were a lot of companies in this time, stock joint companies, with dividend rates of maybe 6% and more. And so there was no reason why I should invest in risky P2P. But now it's already maybe also interesting, now I'm increasing P2P again. Because now I think, maybe I'm completely wrong, and it's really, I believe we would need the crystal ball for the future. Because, I mean, the financial markets, okay, they believe that maybe also because of all the subventions from the central bank and all this money printing, that maybe it's going up and up and up, also with the economy recovery. But on the other hand, I see this thing that, I mean, especially also in the last days, now when we record this video, I mean, it's really mentally hard for me. It's really mentally hard, and you might also see that I'm already tired, probably mentally, like a lot of people maybe in this pandemic, and these mutations. And I mean, I'm not sure if the vaccine is that fast that really it's possible for the economy to recover that fast. This is the reason why I want this cash ratio, and also why I think it's good to keep this and not go into the stock market much more at the moment. But maybe I'm completely wrong. So we will see. We never know. So looking forward to exchange on your opinion on that in the comments.
Yeah, that's one in the comments. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And I also understand, like in the past, this strategy worked well for you to have this cash available. Also last year, you had some cash available, you had some peer-to-peer loans which you could sell quickly, which turned out to be the right decision. Of course, in the moment, you never know what's the best decision, and nobody expected it would recover this quickly. And just as we said, like some people were waiting on the sidelines for an even harder crash, and they never got in. Or they had to buy in much later when the stock market was back to its previous highs. It's always a balance between how much do you want to keep invested, how much do you want to keep on the side for opportunities, and how quickly can you move some money around from other investments to take advantage of opportunities. But yeah, thank you very much for showing us your portfolio again, your current allocation. I think it's really interesting for everybody that's been waiting to hear from you for such a long time.
Yes, thank you for having
still
me
alive.
again. I'm all good so far, beside this pandemic situation and some allergy. Sorry for talking about this, but it's annoying me so much at the moment. So sorry if I'm looking a little bit tired, but it's annoying somehow meanwhile. But
it's very tiring.
We have to look forward, and I think we will be in the sun and at the sea as well, hopefully one day again. And I can just say I wish you all the best. Stay healthy. Stay mentally healthy, and I'm really looking forward to further exchange in the comments. I will also watch the comments and reply. You can also find a list of my actual portfolio of my single stocks. Maybe it's interesting for some of you for exchange. Yeah, I can give you the link with just with a copy of all my positions, because a lot of people always ask me, and I didn't want to disclose it, to be honest. But then I thought, okay, it's really interesting to exchange on that, and I did not put the value of each position, but I think it's interesting just to see a list of all the positions, because it's always interesting inspiration, but of course for sure no recommendation. So it's only exchange between private investors.
I'm also gonna link the video which we made on your channel about my own asset allocation right now and what changed there, and so make sure you check that out. And if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe if you want to see more. And also you can find all the links in the description below. So if you use them, like to check out the brokers that we like, for example, or for the peer-to-peer platforms that we're invested in, then that's also a way that you can support us if you want and if you're interested. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, guys, and until next time.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay.
Okay, good. Tschüss.